All right, get ready for this deep dive. We are going deep into hypnovibes. We're going to be focusing on a session with Naomi. She's a skilled hypnotherapist, and the channeler Jessica. Have you ever heard of hypno channeling before?
Oh yeah. It's basically taking someone like Jessica and putting them in a deep hypnotic state, allowing access to their higher consciousness, and to try to receive messages, wisdom, and this is coming from, channeled energy. It's not coming from Jessica herself. It's coming through her.
So it's like, they're kind of like tuning into a universal radio station of some kind, right?
Yeah.
And in this session, they got some pretty wild insights into hidden events and beings that are on Earth.
Oh, absolutely. One of the first things that really jumped out at me was the story of a small UFO crash.
UFO crash. Now we're okay. Tell me more.
Yeah. So picture this. A small UFO. It's about the size of a car, crashes in a parking lot, sometime between 2025 and 2026. Now, here's the wild part. The session describes gray aliens freezing time to retrieve the craft. That's crazy, right? Like that level of technological advancement that's mind-boggling, isn't it?
Yeah, freezing time. That's like something straight out of a movie or a comic book or something. What was the explanation for the crash?
Apparently, according to the session, the ship accidentally entered the third dimension instead of its intended destination.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, like, what if you accidentally took a wrong turn and ended up in another dimension? That's, it raises so many questions about, the nature of reality and interdimensional travel and all that.
Yeah. And speaking of interdimensional travel, the session also touches on the concept of Earth's energy vortexes, right?
Right. These, according to the session, these vortexes act as gateways or portals for interdimensional travel, and there are supposedly 53 of them scattered across the Earth. And each one is connected to a different dimension and serving a specific purpose.
53. That's a lot of interdimensional traffic. So that makes the Earth sound like kind of like a busy cosmic crossroads. Who can use these vortexes?
Well, it's not as easy as, hopping on a plane. The session suggests that only certain advanced beings, they, with the knowledge and the ability to kind of manipulate these energies, can use them for travel.
So beings that are, pretty in tune and have a deep understanding how these energies work. This is already a lot to process, and we haven't even got to the 1,000-year-old human yet.
Yes. That's another fascinating detail that emerged. So the session describes encountering a 1,000-year-old human who is dedicated to balancing the Earth's energy.
A 1,000-year-old human. That's beyond, anything we understand about human lifespan. What was he like?
Well, he's described as living a very simple life, blending in with society, and he just focuses on this mission, to harmonize Earth's energies. And what really struck me was his ability to communicate with plants, not through words, but by like sensing and understanding the flow of energy through them.
Wow. That's incredible. So it's kind of like a guardian of Earth's energy in a way. He's using his unique abilities to keep things in balance. Did he offer any like advice or insights during the session?
He did. He emphasized the importance of trusting your inner feeling of trust and grounding yourself to both the Earth and your heart center.
That's really powerful advice, especially in the world today, when things feel so chaotic and kind of overwhelming. It's a reminder to kind of, stay connected to our inner wisdom and the natural world around us. But hold on, I have a feeling things are going to take a little bit of a darker turn here, because the session also mentions some sort of like energetic battles that are happening on Earth.
Oh yeah, you're picking up on the energy here. So the session describes these beings that are referred to as, and this is kind of a wild term, rats of the universe, who are basically, contributing to this energetic pollution, I guess you could say.
Rats of the universe. Okay, I've never heard that one before. What are they doing exactly?
Well, they're described as spreading negativity, clouding, clarity, and kind of making it harder for people to awaken to the truth. It's like they're trying to, keep humanity asleep in a way.
That's a pretty unsettling thought. And what is this about a veil lifting? Is there some sort of cosmic curtain that's being pulled back or something?
That's the implication. As the veil lifts, these rats of the universe are finding it's getting harder for them to hide their true forms. So it's, almost like their disguises are starting to slip and their true nature is becoming more apparent.
So it's getting harder and harder for them to operate in the shadows. And this brings us to the Denver airport, right?
You got it. According to the session, The strange paintings and all the symbolism at the Denver airport are kind of like this last-ditch effort by these negative entities to kind of plant this negative energy.
They chose a busy airport, like a major transportation hub, to spread negativity. I mean, it makes you wonder if there are other places that they're targeting.
It's definitely something to consider. And what's even more intriguing is that the session suggests there's something even hidden deeper than those airport murals.
Okay, now I'm really curious what else is going on beneath the surface.
Well, we're about to head to the icy plains of Antarctica because, according to this session, there's something very, very interesting buried deep below the surface.
Antarctica. Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat here. What did they find? So
the session describes a gold-and-silver tunnel located 24 meters below Antarctica.
A secret tunnel under Antarctica. No, that's a discovery I was not expecting.
And it gets even wilder. This tunnel was supposedly used by ancient beings called the Monica, and they're described as having large heads and wide eyes, and they dwell in the inner earth.
Monica. The name itself sounds otherworldly. What do we know about these beings?
Well, they are said to be highly evolved, existing in higher dimensions, and completely indifferent to humans. They have no desire to interact with us at all.
So they're basically saying, thanks, but no thanks. We're good down here. You guys stay up there on the surface. I got to admit, this is a lot to take in. We've gone from UFO crashes to time-freezing aliens to interdimensional portals to a 1,000-year-old human and now ancient beings living underneath Antarctica. It's like our reality is just this thin layer covering a much more complex and mysterious world.
Absolutely. And we've only just begun to explore the depths of this particular hypno-channeling session. There's so much more to unpack.
Yeah, it really is a roller coaster ride through the unknown. Yeah. Said it. But before we get too lost in these tunnels in Antarctica, I kind of want to circle back to those rats of the universe. We were talking about them spreading negativity, but it sounds like there's a deeper agenda at play here.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just random negativity. The session suggests they're actively trying to cloud our clarity to prevent us from waking up to some kind of fundamental truth.
Almost like they're trying to keep us asleep, or at least keep us from seeing the bigger picture.
That's the sense I got, and it seems to be tied to this whole idea of the veil lifting. As the veil lifts, these beings are having a harder time maintaining their disguises, blending in.
So as the veil lifts, we're becoming more aware, more perceptive to their true nature.
Exactly, yeah, and that's where things get really interesting with the Denver airport.
Oh, you mean those creepy murals and the kind of unsettling statues and all that?
Yeah.
I always felt like there was something more to that place.
Well, according to the session, you're right to feel that way. The Denver airport with the volume of travelers, the diverse backgrounds, it's supposedly a prime location for spreading negativity.
So it's like they're using the airport as a hub to disperse these low vibrations, far and wide. Makes you wonder if there are other, strategic locations that they might be targeting as well.
Exactly. And it connects back to this whole theme of the veil lifting. As we become more aware of these subtle energies, these places might become more, noticeable or even unsettling to us.
It's like our perception is becoming more refined, allowing us to pick up on things that maybe we would have missed before. But let's shift gears for a second. Let's go back to the 1,000-year-old human. His advice about trusting our intuition, staying grounded, that seems especially relevant, in light of all this talk about negative energies and hidden agendas.
It really does. He's essentially reminding us to stay connected to our inner compass, our heart center, as a way to navigate these turbulent times.
Yeah, it's like having an anchor in a stormy sea.
Exactly. Now, going back to the Monica and that tunnel beneath Antarctica, there's a detail I found particularly fascinating. Remember how the session mentioned that these beings have no interest in interacting with humans?
Yeah, it's almost like they see us as a completely different species operating on a different frequency.
Precisely. But despite their apparent, disinterest, the session also suggests that they might be observing us from a distance.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's both intriguing and a little creepy. Are they watching us like we're some kind of cosmic reality show?
Well, given that they exist in higher dimensions, their perception of time and space might be vastly different from ours. They might not even experience us in a linear way.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling to even try to comprehend.
I can only imagine. So we got aliens crashing UFOs, we got interdimensional beings messing with our energy, we got ancient civilizations just chilling beneath Antarctica. Anything else we need to add to this cosmic bingo card?
Well, there is one more intriguing detail. The session ended rather abruptly with the channeler mentioning the number 30. And she wasn't able to elaborate further, but it was presented as a significant detail.
30. What could that be referring to? 30 days until something happens. 30,000 of something. It's such a cryptic clue. Any theories?
Unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine. We're left hanging with this enigmatic number.
Yeah.
Which adds another layer of mystery to this already mind-blowing session.
Yeah. It's like a cosmic cliffhanger. But you know what? I'm kind of enjoying the intrigue. It's like we're like detectives,
Yeah.
piecing together this puzzle with cosmic proportions.
That's a great way to put it. And speaking of piecing things together, let's go back to the concept of these energy vortexes. We touched on how they act as gateways for interdimensional travel, but the session, it provided some additional details about their functionality.
Oh, I'm all ears.
So
This is the kind of stuff that really gets my imagination going. What did this session reveal?
well, it seems these vortexes they're not just randomly scattered across the globe. They're strategically positioned at specific points, often aligning with ancient sites or places of significant energy.
Oh, so like Stonehenge or the pyramids or Machu Picchu, those kinds of places.
Exactly. Places that have long been recognized as having a unique energetic quality or a connection to the cosmos.
It's like these vortexes are tapping into existing energy grids or ley lines that have been known for centuries.
Right. And the session, it went on to suggest that these vortexes, they aren't just for travel. They can also be used for communication, for energy exchange, even accessing information from other dimensions.
Wow, so it's like a multi-dimensional internet.
Yeah.
No wonder certain beings are so interested in controlling them.
Yeah.
But if these vortexes are so powerful, why aren't we all using them to travel the cosmos and download universal knowledge? What's the deal?
That's a great question, and the answer it seems to lie in our level of consciousness and our energetic awareness. The session suggested that accessing and utilizing these vortexes, it requires a certain level of vibrational alignment and an understanding of how these energies work.
So it's not just about physical technology or scientific knowledge. It's about our inner state of being and our ability to resonate with these higher frequencies.
Exactly. It's almost like a spiritual technology that requires inner development and attunement.
So are we saying that we could potentially activate these abilities within ourselves if we raise our consciousness and expand our awareness?
That's the implication, and it's a pretty exciting thought. It suggests that we have this untapped potential within us, just waiting to be unlocked.
It's like we're all carrying around this cosmic toolbox.
Yeah.
But we just need to learn how to use the tools. And speaking of tools, the session did mention something about Jessica, the channeler, being blocked or put to sleep at certain points, right?
Yes, that was a curious detail, and it happened a few times, particularly when she seemed to be getting close to some sensitive information.
So it's like someone or something was trying to prevent her from accessing certain knowledge, almost like a cosmic censor saying, nope, you're not allowed to know that yet.
It definitely raises questions about the forces at play and what information they might be trying to keep hidden from us.
Yeah, that's a little unsettling, to be honest. But I guess that's all part of the intrigue of exploring these uncharted territories of consciousness. You never know what you're going to find.
And that's what makes it so fascinating. We're venturing into the unknown, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Okay. I don't know about you, but my mind is officially blown. We've covered so much ground, and I feel like I need a minute to process it all.
I agree. This deep dive has been a whirlwind of information. We've gone from UFO crashes to energy vortexes, ancient beings, and even a cosmic number mystery. It's a lot to unpack.
All right, so we're back and ready to kind of wrap up our deep dive into hypnochanneling with Hypnovibes. Before we go though, I want to revisit this idea of energy vortexes one more time. Yeah. It's just such a fascinating concept, and I'm really curious to hear a little bit more about how they might how they might impact our lives, how they might be affecting us.
Yeah, they are. They are fascinating, and you're right. They could have a significant impact, especially as we become more aware of them. The session suggested that these vortexes, they can influence everything from personal energy levels to global events.
Wow. So we're not just talking about interdimensional travel here. We're talking about a potential source of energy, information, and even influence on a grand scale.
Exactly. Yeah, and it makes you wonder, are some of the unexplained phenomena that we're seeing in the world, or some of the shifts in consciousness, could they be connected to these energy vortexes?
But it's a really interesting thought. It's like these vortexes are adding another layer of complexity to an already a complex world.
Right.
It really makes you realize how much we still don't know about the forces that are at play on our planet and beyond.
Absolutely, and it highlights the importance of staying informed, expanding our awareness, developing our own, intuitive abilities to navigate these energetic shifts. Remember, the advice from the 1,000-year-old human: ground yourself, connect with nature,
Sure.
Listen to your intuition.
Right, like he was giving us a roadmap for navigating these uncertain times.
Yeah.
Stay grounded, trust your intuition, and don't get swept away by all the chaos. Speaking of things that might sweep us away, what about those rats of the universe? They seem pretty determined to keep us in the dark, don't they? Do you think they'll succeed?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The session suggested that they are facing increasing challenges as the veil lifts and more people are becoming aware. But it also hinted that they're not going down without a fight.
So it's like a cosmic tug of war, light versus darkness, truth versus deception.
You could say that, and it seems like we're all participants in this cosmic drama, whether we realize it or not.
It's a little overwhelming to think about, but
Yeah.
but I'm also feeling this sense of hope. If we're becoming more aware of these energies, these forces that are at play, that means we have the potential to make conscious choices about how we engage with them.
I agree. Awareness is the first step towards empowerment. The more we understand about these, subtle realms, the better equipped we are to navigate them and make choices that align with our highest good.
So what's the takeaway here for our listeners? What can they do to kind of navigate these shifting energies and stay aligned with their own truth?
Well, I think the 1,000-year-old human's advice is a great place to start. Ground yourself, connect with nature. Listen to your intuition. And if you're interested in learning more about expanding your consciousness and exploring these concepts further, Naomi Shu, the hypnotherapist from this session, she has a book series called The Next Level You that you might find really helpful.
Oh, that's right. I've heard great things about those books. They really delve into all sorts of fascinating topics related to personal growth and spiritual development.
Yeah.
Definitely worth checking out. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our deep dive. This has been quite the journey. We've explored UFO crashes and interdimensional beings and energy vortexes and ancient civilizations and even a cosmic number mystery. It's enough to make your head spin.
It certainly is, but it's also incredibly exciting to realize that there's so much more to reality than we often perceive. This session has given us a glimpse into the hidden layers of our world and the unseen forces that might be influencing our lives.
Yeah, exactly. It's a reminder that we're all part of something much bigger than ourselves, a cosmic tapestry,
Yeah.
woven with mystery and wonder and infinite possibilities.
Beautifully said. And as we conclude this deep dive, I encourage our listeners to keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an open mind to the mysteries that surround us.
Right.
Who knows what other wonders are waiting for us as we continue to uncover the secrets of the universe.
Well said. And on that note, we'll sign off for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of hypnochanneling. Until next time, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep expanding your awareness.
As a Level 2 quantum healing hypnotherapist, Naomi practices an innovative form of hypnosis called hypnochanneling, where she works with individuals who are easily hypnotized to invite certain energies to come through their bodies, enabling us to receive messages from higher realms, not from the channelers themselves. If you have paranormal, NDE, or spiritual experiences, or are interested in QHHT, Contact us at healingandretreats.com, healingandretreats.com. In this hypno-channeling session, in 2025 to 2026, a small UFO crashes and gray aliens retrieve it while freezing time. Earth's energy vortexes acting as portals are revealed. A 1,000-year-old human works to balance Earth's energy, while hidden beings and energetic parasites show how unseen forces and shifting energies impact people on the planet.
There.
How big is it?
Very small one.
Small, like
Size of a small car.
I see. And there's anyone inside?
Nothing inside. Just crashed to the ground. But it went very deep. It created a dent in the ground.
Oh, I see.
So people are talking about it.
So how come there's no one inside?
Think the person or that entity left. Or they cannot be seen, or they made their body cannot be seen.
And what year is this?
Somewhere between 2025 and 2026.
I see. So people are very shocked, or they that?
Some people understand. Some people think that it's a joke. Others don't know what to feel.
So what they do with this sighting?
They just take photos and videos.
And there's no police?
Not yet.
So let's go to the next moment when something happens. Someone is going to do something with this UFO. Let's see.
I'm not going anywhere.
Where are you?
Still at the parking lot.
And it's still the same people?
Same people. We're stuck.
In time?
Everything is frozen.
And one is
And then the Greys come to pick up the ship.
So you know that you cannot move, but you still can see.
I'm not in my body.
But do you think the people there, they know that they can see the Greys?
No, the Greys froze time.
So how they feel?
They are not aware of the people.
The people at the site, they cannot see anything?
No, they're frozen.
Right. What is the feeling when they're frozen?
They don't notice it. To them, it just didn't happen.
I see. So why the Grey has to pick that up, bring it back?
Because it was supposed to go somewhere else.
So what happened? Oh, it goes to somewhere else.
Yes.
So what happened to the ship?
The ship accidentally went to the third dimension and it crashed into the ground.
Is what caused the crash?
Yes.
What is the cause?
The ship went to the wrong dimension and crashed into the ground instead of somewhere in other.
And sometimes that happens.
I don't know, but just sometimes it happens, and people, the ET is responsible for clean it up.
Oh, I see. So only one came to clean it up?
Only one.
And can you communicate with him?
He ignores me.
Ignores? There's no way to communicate?
I think I need to ask him something.
You need to ask? He wants to ask you?
No, I think I would need to ask him something for him to talk.
So do that and say, what happened?
Because the frequency of the Earth is quickly picking up when they want to try to travel, they sometimes accidentally come to Earth instead. There's a vortex in Texas.
Oh, it's not, I don't know. So tell me about the vortex.
It's an energy center.
It's like a Sedona, Arizona?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Be closer to this vortex and see what you can stand.
It's like an entrance and an exit.
A portal?
You just have to pass through it to go somewhere. Whoever is traveling.
What? Traveling?
Yes. Traveling on their spaceship.
So where are you?
I'm right in front of the vortex.
Uh-huh.
I can feel the vibration.
And there's no way for you to travel through this?
I'm not physical, so I'm not able to go through it.
Oh, you have to be physical.
To some degree, yes.
Oh, I see. So it's the entrance and also the exit.
Yes.
So why is that way?
You just have to pass through it to get to where you want to go.
So it can take a physical body to anywhere?
To certain places.
So this is a vortex that most, as a human, we can see it?
No.
So it's an energetic vortex?
Yes.
Uh-huh. So how many are those on Earth?
53.
So they have a different purpose.
They go somewhere else, each one.
So who use those vortex?
ETs.
Not humans.
But also, there are certain humans who are a bit more evolved.
So they can use the vortex.
Yes, but these humans are the ones who have practiced since birth. It's not regular human integrated into society.
Can you see them? What do they look like?
There's a man who's almost 1,000 years old, and he's able to project his consciousness here.
So he looks like human.
He is human.
So,
He's just a human who lived to be that long.
So what made him be able to do that?
Because he's been cultivating since he was born. He was never programmed by modern day society, so he has a completely different experience of life on Earth.
So what is his purpose on Earth?
Is to connect to the energies of the Earth and help nourish it.
And you are able to communicate with him?
Doesn't seem to be good at socializing.
That makes sense. But can, let's say, right?
I can ask him a question and see what he thinks.
Right. How do you know he's 1,000 years old?
It just comes to me.
Let's say if there's anything you can get from him.
His advice doesn't seem to... What he is saying doesn't seem to be applicable to humans who live in society.
So what's the concept?
He's just emitting off really high frequency light. And I know what he's saying is sharing with me the way he lives his life. But that's even something beyond most humans can comprehend.
So he's also will leave the body eventually.
He's able to leave his body.
Anytime.
Yes.
Why he's still here? He's building some connections?
He still needs to oversee Earth.
For what?
To help contain the energy. He came here just to help Earth balance its energy.
So if we see this man on the street and he just looks like a normal person?
He looks homeless.
Why he needs to look that way?
It's not that he needs to look that way. It's more like he doesn't put much focus on his physical appearance.
But if he looks like homeless, that's in a way, it's a little bit extreme.
He just doesn't have smooth hair.
I see.
Or shaved beard.
So he lives somewhere in the nature or?
Lives on top of a mountain.
Does he eat?
He eats a lot of plants and flowers that he grows. Bell peppers, flowers.
Oh, I see. So there are people like him on Earth?
In concept, yes, but they don't do the same things that he does.
And they maybe know each other energetically?
He says, yes, we're all connected energetically. However, he operates as one singular person.
Does he know that Earth is going to go, I'm sure, the biggest shift? Yeah.
It was more than that.
Anything that we can understand from him?
He's just saying that in times of turbulence, don't forget to tap into that inner feeling of trust.
Say one more time.
In times of turbulence, don't forget to tap into that inner feeling of trust. It's important to ground yourself not only to Earth, but also to your heart center, is what he's saying.
So we always trust.
Trust and also ground yourself to the Earth, to nature.
So is this true? In a way, we can say the plant is running the planet.
He said he speaks to the plants and communicates with them in order to know what to do next.
So he gets some sort of assignment. No.
He works with the plants.
So how does he do that?
He can feel what they're trying to communicate energetically, and then he'll know where he should maneuver energy.
So the plants always know?
The plants are the indicator. They don't know, they are it.
I see. The regular human being can communicate with them, or
just like how you look at a symbol and treat it as a sentient being, you have to look at plants and trees as well, as what he's saying. It's not something where you ask a question in your brain and then you get an answer back. You just communicate with it through energetic forms of exchange.
Then you
know it, but you might not be able to verbalize it, but it's okay.
So he's also lives in Arizona.
No.
Where does he live?
The mountain he's on is in
Poland?
Yes.
I see. I think very good. Right, this is information, whatever we need to get, that's good enough. And I will take you to come back first. And this time, I just want you to keep relaxing, keep breathing. So I want you to use your spiritual vision to let me know if there's such thing, battles in the sky.
In which way?
I don't know.
Are you saying battle as in light versus dark?
Some sort of really conflicts or fights between different species.
They do not have any conflict or fights in terms of how humans define it.
So what you can see in the sky, because that's what the psychic or tarot card reader is talking about, battles in the sky.
It's just on different points in the planetary system. There are points like vortexes where they hold energy, and then there are, you can say, two sides that are trying to push one energy as the dominant energy.
But so what the energies are doing with each other?
It's just expanding, because the more it expands, the more that it affects the humans on Earth.
I see. Another thing, right? This is something that is going on Earth, and it's not very common, but it happens to certain people, and we call that demon face disorder syndrome. So can you tap into that?
It's another physical representation of how they look like, because they all carry the same energy. And since the veil is slowly starting to get lifted, they can no longer contain a mask to cover that energy.
So why they even try to cover it at the beginning?
So they can integrate seamlessly into society.
So who are they?
The answer I'm getting is a little weird, but they call them
Rats of the universe. What do they do?
They contribute to the pollution because they give off a certain energy that's not positively aligned.
And so why they try to be human?
So they can live here without people calling them out and spread the energy.
And so now, because we're shifting, because energy are changing,
They no longer can exist seamlessly in most timelines.
so there will be more people are going to be this way.
It could be in different forms.
How about the people, the not eye pupil, they have this slits? That's a different reason.
That's just how they look like.
There's nothing special. When they blink,
What do you mean?
when people blink, and sometimes the camera will catch the moment their pupils, instead of a round, dark pupil, there's something in the center. It slits. It's like a line. And it's very quick, in less than a second. And then they shift back.
So the camera catches them.
And there are many people have that, especially some people like the celebrities or politicians. Just see what is that about. The people, they are not aware, but because the camera catches.
They're telling me I'm not allowed to know at the moment.
I see. I'm not surprised. So
Every time that happens, they try to make me fall asleep.
I see.
And then when I wake up, oh, I'm back.
I see. That's no problem. That's very safe. So one more thing. So Denver Airport. There are many paintings, things that they put in this airport that does not make sense for an airport to have those paintings. What is really going on there?
How does it not make sense?
Let's say I haven't been there, but from what I saw from the video is like a lot of children, right? And they're supposed to be smiling and happy, playing, but I think I saw they're also very scared, or there's some dark part of the painting. It just
What I'm getting at is their last attempt at planting negative energy. Because it's an airport, there's a lot of people that go in and out.
I see. So who are doing that?
The cousins of the reptilians.
Oh, so they just want to put
And
us on
then
the fear.
The negatively oriented grays also.
Oh,
They work with the...
I see. Because the airport is like there's so many people every day passing by.
Yes, it's in and out from different countries, so they travel and spread it.
So I see. And the rats of the universe, what they're gonna do when they are exposed?
Whatever society chooses to do with them.
They cannot do anything to control it anymore.
Sadly, they are rats, like lab rats.
Ah, so they don't have a soul?
They weren't even treated with much respect. They were just planted there, and they might not have been aware themselves that they have another different form.
So why they decide to incarnate in a human body?
They were told to.
Why? What they can do with this? Because all they need to spread the negative energies?
Spread the pollution. It's not negative.
Pollution? What kind of pollution?
Adding on more fog to the veil so there's less clarity.
So
It's an energetic one, so to keep people from waking up and seeing the truth.
So they are going to be more, those people, rats, and they're going to be revealed?
Something about the number 30, but I don't get anything more than that.
It can be 30,000.
I'm not sure.
So the last thing, what is, right, I want you to just take a look. What is below this Antarctica? There are 24 meters below. There's a gold-silver tunnel from one continent to another.
It's what the ancient beings of inner earth used.
To travel from one continent to another.
Yes.
So what is below? Is it just a tunnel, or there are people? There are
Beings in the tunnel.
So what kind of beings are below Earth?
I don't know how to explain how they look like.
Try your best.
But
Very different.
they have huge heads,
Oh,
but very short, but wider. A little bit like bobbleheads. And then their eyes are like very, very big. Pupils completely dark.
how tall are they?
I can't see, but when you asked that question, I just knew 4'8" average.
I see. So do they have a name for this species? Manoka?
Wow, they're actually telling me the name this time. Manoka, M-O-N-A. Manoka. It's spelled M-O-N-A-K-A, but they pronounce it Manoka
Oh,
with the O and the A reversed.
I see. So what do they do?
They say, I'm asking one, and they say it's beyond your human comprehension.
So they are in a higher dimension.
They are able to travel up to 6,
Oh,
the more evolved ones of their society. But they usually float between on 5th, sometimes on 4th.
so they don't want to associate with us,
They said they have no relationships to us.
because that's not possible, or just they don't want to deal with us.
They just don't want to deal with us. They have their own path that is unrelated to us at this moment.
I see. Very good. So last